Let's be honest, what did school actually teach you about making money? For most of us, the answer is not much. We learned about historical dates and geometric theorems, but the practical skills of building wealth were left out of the curriculum. I left school thinking that getting rich was some secret language spoken by Wall Street geniuses who could read complex charts in their sleep, a code I'd never be able to crack. For years I bought into that idea, that financial success was reserved for the intellectually elite. But the truth is, your financial success has very little to do with how smart you are and almost everything to do with how you act. It's a skill that has more to do with psychology than with intelligence. Today, we're unpacking the psychology of money that school should have taught you. These are the behavioral secrets that prove your daily habits, your mindset, and your patience are the real keys to building wealth, not chasing risky stock picks or having a genius-level IQ. First, let's talk about the most critical idea that is almost always overlooked: getting wealthy and staying. Wealthy are two totally different skills. Getting money often means taking calculated risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. It might involve starting a business, making a bold investment, or taking a chance on a new career path. It's the offensive part of the game. But keeping that money, that requires the complete opposite mindset. It demands humility and a healthy, persistent fear that what you've built can disappear in a flash. Staying wealthy is defense. It's about avoiding catastrophic errors and recognizing that the same risk-taking that made you money can also be the thing that wipes you out. The world is full of people who got rich once, but true wealth is found in the stories of those who stayed rich across decades. Think about it. Getting rich is one thing, but having the discipline to ride out inevitable market storms, to resist the temptation to go all in on a hot tip, and to avoid making an irreversible mistake is something else entirely. The real skill isn't just making a pile of money, but simply sticking around long enough for the quiet magic of compounding to work. That survival mentality, more than anything else, is the foundation of durable, long-term wealth. Here is a secret that trips a lot of people up because it goes against everything we're taught to believe. We see someone whip by in a $100,000 car or scroll past photos of a lavish vacation, and our first thought is, wow, they must be loaded. But here's the thing, we have no idea if they're actually wealthy. All we see is the money they've spent. That's not wealth, that's just consumption. Real wealth is invisible. It's the money that hasn't been turned into flashy things. It's the disciplined choice to invest instead of upgrade. It's the nice cars not purchased, the designer watches not worn, the first-class flights not taken. It's the investments quietly growing in a portfolio, the cash sitting in a high-yield savings account, the assets methodically compounding in the background. Wealth is the financial security you have when nobody is looking. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. It's a paradox that keeps so many people on a financial treadmill. True wealth is almost always built on a high savings rate, not necessarily a high income or big investment returns. It's the freedom, flexibility, and security you get from what you don't spend. So if the goal of wealth isn't to buy flashy cars and watches, then what's the point? The single greatest, most life-changing thing money can buy is control over your time. It is the highest dividend that wealth pays. Waking up in the morning and being able to say, I can do whatever I want with my day, is a reward that no luxury item can ever truly match. This is the ultimate goal. Not a bigger house or a faster car, but the profound, soul-deep independence that comes from unspent assets. That's what you're really buying with every dollar you save: options. It's the option to change careers and pursue work you love, even if it pays less. It's the ability to handle a surprise medical bill or a sudden job loss without panicking. It's the freedom to take a year off to travel or to simply take a day off when you need to breathe and recharge. What on earth is more valuable than waking up and owning your own time, beholden to no one? That feeling of autonomy is the real definition of being rich. One of the toughest and most important financial skills is learning how to get the goalposts to stop moving. You hit a savings goal you've been working toward for years and immediately feel the pressure to set a higher one. You get a raise at work, and your lifestyle magically inflates to match it, leaving you feeling just as stretched as before. This is a dangerous psychological game, an endless, insatiable appetite for more that can trick you into taking dumb risks. Defining what enough means to you is like financial armor. It's the only defense against the poison of social comparison and lifestyle creep. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about consciously recognizing that the hunger for more is just a psychological treadmill you can to win. There will always be someone with a bigger house, a faster car, a more exotic vacation. Knowing you have enough brings peace of mind and, crucially, stops you from risking what you have and need for something you don't have and don't need. It's the only way to hop off the hamster wheel of social comparison and find contentment right where you are. If you remember just one thing from this video, let it be this. Doing well with money has very little to do with how smart you are and a whole lot to do with how you behave. A financial genius who loses their cool and sells everything in a panic during a market downturn will get wiped out. They can understand complex financial models, but they can't manage their own fear. Meanwhile, an ordinary person with no formal finance training, but who maintains simple, consistent habits, can build a legitimate fortune over time. This is the heart of behavioral finance, recognizing that we're emotional creatures, not spreadsheets. We are prone to a whole host of biases: fear that makes us sell at the bottom, greed that makes us buy at the top, overconfidence that convinces us we've found a sure thing, and the herd mentality that pushes us to follow the crowd, often right off a cliff. But you can short-circuit these self-destructive impulses with simple strategies. Automate your investments so you contribute a set amount every month without a second thought. This pulls your emotions out of the driver's seat and makes sure you stick to your plan, which is the real, unglamorous secret to long-term success. When you boil it all down, building wealth isn't about being a math whiz or having access to secret information. It's about mastering your own psychology. It's about understanding the difference between getting rich and staying rich, recognizing that true wealth is what you don't see, and aiming for freedom over flash. It's about defining enough for yourself, and most importantly, managing your own behavior. Don't try to change everything at once. Just try focusing on one of these ideas this week. Maybe it's pausing before a purchase or appreciating the wealth you've already built but can't see. The goal isn't to be perfect overnight, but to be a little more patient, a little more disciplined, and a little more consistent than you were yesterday. What's the biggest money lesson you wish school had taught you? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video on building a life of financial freedom.